Do you know that my chair is broken? If I lean back, I'll fall. So I can't lean back.
You won't do it.
No, I won't do it.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the two most uncorruptibles that are left on this earth. We have our beloved host Peter joining us today, and of course, you have me.
You know, we might be away for a few months, but you can never get rid of us.
No. We're always there. We just want to say thank you to everybody. We reached over 200 subscribers.
Thank you, guys.
Now let us before we get into the nitty-gritty of stuff, we have been planning this video since beginning of November. Okay, so you just saw the whole video, nuts. And then you're seeing this. Well, we're filming this in January. We filmed the whole video in November.
Happy New Year.
In November, even though it was so hot outside in that day in November, that we could also say that could have been in July.
Yeah.
But that was November.
Yeah, it was November. And it was a really one of those like weird days where, like you said, it was almost 80, 90 degrees. One of those rarities. And we were so tired by the end of it, as you saw, that we forgot to upload it. We didn't want to edit anything. The semester ended, the holidays happened, came and went, and we decided to sit down and find time and finally post it for you guys who are craving Criterion content.
Yes, indeed. Or just movie content, just in general.
Yeah, in general. Okay.
So
yeah,
wow. Also, but before we go,
clearly we're rusty as hell, man.
We are indeed. But we just want to bring you up to date since we haven't seen each other. So I think this was end of July, something like that, or beginning of August. Of the movie talks, we've interrupted them. We were talking that we were gonna talk about the Michael Caine movie called wow, I forgot the name of it. Get Carter. There we go.
Yeah.
We wanted to talk about Get Carter. Somebody from this chat, we're not gonna mention any names, did not like the movie. Therefore, we're gonna skip it. But of course, we're not gonna mention names. Well, no. What are we? TMZ? Oh. We encourage you to go and see it. You know, Get Carter. Wonderful film. But we've seen Scorsese in person.
Yeah, the people just saw it beforehand.
That's right. Mm-hmm. We saw
who else? Yep.
Yeah. I was given the opportunity to see Scorsese twice, in person. And every time when I got a chance to see him, I was always closer to him.
That's right. I forgot that you saw him again.
Yeah, I saw him again. I said, you know what? I want to go a second time after we went together in October, because I just wanted to get my autograph. Mm-hmm. And apparently he autographed like a lot of people on the second viewing of his film Personality Crisis. So he didn't autograph anything on the first viewing. He autographed everybody on his last viewing,
which you weren't at, correct?
I was not at. No, obviously not. But I was in the driveway where his car was, and I got the chance to talk with his driver. Well,
yeah, I remember. That's cool. That's cool, man.
But the thing is that I was so let down because it was only me and maybe 3 other poster dudes there, and he could have just signed it for us. If it wasn't for those people, his entourage just coming in, they were like 20-something-year-olds who think they own the world. They go like, excuse me. Okay, get out of the way, up the ramp. I'm like, up your fluff. Come on. And then he drove by, and as he drove by, he waved at me. So
that's cool. But listen, Killers of the Flower Moon, it's coming out this year, I think, but it's gonna be early in the year, in a few months, hopefully. I would like to, I would like it to be a New York Film Festival so we can go see him again and get the autograph that we so deserved. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. But there's always the future.
Events. We just have to look at Lincoln Film Festival or just film in general events, because he's always there.
And now for Tarantino, I want to mention what happened at the event, because I haven't seen an article anywhere about it.
Yeah, so this is gonna be big. Okay, TMZ, if you listen to us, okay, we don't have proof, but But
Take our word for it.
take our word for it. So, Mr. Peter Astrab, could you
So-
please recount, and I'll do the voices.
What do you mean you do voices? Well, I do voices.
Yeah. So we were, yeah, what you said was iconic. So we were sitting in the mezzanine. This was on his book tour at the town hall. And someone in the orchestra starts going off. Like, I don't know, they could have had a medical condition, but the entire
touching me.
show,
I was like,
they
"Stop
were,
touching
yeah, stop touching me, the whole thing.
Hey, you get your fucking hands off me.
They were, and then they were quiet afterwards. So it's like, it's hard to say whether they had some sort of illness or anything like that. But what happened was, this guy starts yelling, screaming, "Stop touching me!" And Quentin was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And he said,
he stopped. He was like, okay, everybody, relax.
yeah, he was like, can we relax in here? He was like, I know you're excited. And then it kept going on. So he was like, okay, can we please like shut the fuck up in the front, or we're gonna have to escort you out. Right after he said that, some lady on the other side of the mezzanine gets up
And says, quote, Mr. Quentin Tarantino, you don't know that that person might have a mentally ill disease. You should be very mindful to whom you're talking to.
comma, and we know you love to use the N-word in your films.
Exactly. And then
Everyone
everybody was like,
"What?
boo.
Boom, get out. And what did you say? You said?
No, I'm not going to say it here. I'm just going to insert Quentin because what I said was a direct Quentin Tarantino quote. So I will not say it, but here's Quentin saying it with much fervor. So Quentin, you go.
Get out of here, you fucking bitch.
And then right after she said that, Quentin was like, so then why are you even here? What'd you come here for?
He was like, so why are you here? And
I think they
then-
kicked her out. I think.
No, I think she quieted down. But they kicked the guy out.
Oh,
They
okay.
kicked it, but the guy must have paid like $150 on the. That's how much, ladies and gentlemen, a ticket in the orchestra seats.
Yeah,
were.
probably more. I would argue
Even more. The closer to the stage, it's even more. We got him for what? We got him cheap, $70.
Like
But it
70,
includes the book.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
that-
it was a fun night. But when we left, you were like, oh, should we stop and see Quentin on his way out? You couldn't even see the barriers. That's how many people were there.
Pretty much, yeah. Everybody was
Oh.
crowding by.
And he just,
Wow.
and in New York City, like, later found out that like what you said was true. He had to come in through that door because there's no other way. Like, there's no back door that Quentin goes
Right.
through. It's just that door in and out, and he gets in his car and
And last thing before we move on to the next, so the first hour is just Tarantino talking with this critic,
Yeah.
a good friend of his on stage. And the last 40 to 45 minutes, it's him reading from from his book.
yeah.
And at the end, we were not expecting this. At the end, once he finished reading, it was like, "Goodbye, New York," and then he literally dropped the mic.
Yeah.
But he was, and then he sharply turned and walked off stage.
It was just like, okay. After 40 minutes, like, it was 40, 45 minutes of reading his book. And it was long. Like, he spent a long time reading his book, walking across the stage and back and forth. And he was just like, all right, good night. All right, New York. It was fun. Have a good night. Peace. And drop and out. And we left. So yeah, that was
we
fun.
got to
Now,
see Quentin Tarantino.
two filmmakers this year, and this coming year resolution, we're gonna see more. That's what we're
Pretty
gonna
much, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
let's get into this. I'll go first.
Mm.
On my first pick that I got. This is a movie that I haven't seen. It's from 1967, and the reason I got it is because I want to get into Sidney Poitier's filmography.
Oh,
So
okay.
I picked up In the Heat of the Night.
Ah,
I don't know much about it, but I'm excited to watch it, and I'm excited to, like I said, get into his work.
great film. Wonderful film. A wonderful film that depicts sort of the South and the whole racial tension that was going on even after the civil rights and after 65. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful film.
Yeah.
One of the films that I got, I don't have a Cassavetes film. Now,
Mhm.
before everybody goes on a tangent and thinks that I got the Cassavetes box set, well, you are right. I didn't. I did not get the Cassavetes.
Yeah, I'm sure you got everyone with that joke.
Yeah. Anyway, but I did get a movie that the premise looks very interesting. It's with Gina Rowland and Cassavetes also. It's called Love Streams. It's about two siblings, a brother and a sister, coming together after somebody dies, I believe. Something like that. I don't know. I don't remember, but I haven't seen it yet because I have other films to see. But I can't wait to check this out. So my first Cassavetes.
Definitely, Cassavetes is a major influence on a lot of people and their lives. Next one. So we both started off with two that we haven't seen.
Right.
Continuing that trend.
I know what you did. You're a damn pederast. All right, just get the hell out of here. I got a goddamn campaign.
I have a film from '98. This time a filmmaker whose filmography I want to get into. It is Hirokazu Koreeda, and it's Afterlife.
Afterlife, right.
And the thing that got me to get this one over the other ones is the premise, which is essentially if you could choose one memory to hang on to for the rest of your life, for eternity, which one would you pick? And I believe it follows 9 different people and their choices that they make. So I know that there was a film recently that came out. I forgot what it was called.
An American film, right?
Yeah, but it was a spoof off of this, essentially. Right. And, the people loved it. So I can only imagine how good the original must be.
Yeah, I saw recently a clip from that. And I think it's from the beginning when you have I don't know, what do you call it? The guy sitting behind the chair asking everybody, you have to think about a memory. And once you think about a memory, we're going to sort of record it for you. And that will be your memory that you can view for eternity.
Right.
And after watching this compilation, I said, this is an incredible film. So it's on my list that I want to watch. So definitely, I think you're going to enjoy this film and I'll be enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Very excited. Next film that I got, seen this, I think, 3 times. It's a French film by none other but Henri Georges Clouzot, the guy who did Wages of Fear and Diabolique, and we have Le Corbeau. I love Le Corbeau. I think I've seen almost every film by Clouzot except one film of his from 1947. This film banned him from making films for 40 years. So this film is about ratting out people to the Nazis. This was made during Vichy France, and Vichy France was collaborating with the Nazis, and this was not reviewed it wasn't welcomed by either the French nor the Germans. So it was banned when this movie was banned when it was released.
Wow.
And then after the war, obviously, it was re-released and everybody loved it, and now it's even more appreciated. The film that precedes this, which I believe it's called The Assassin Lives at 21, it's even more brilliant, and I love the way that film looks, and that's his first feature film. But anyway, check out Le Corbeau if you haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
No, I've seen Wages of Fear and Diabolique, which are both 5s for me. I love Clouzot's work, and I have La Vérité, which I have not seen yet.
Right. I forgot about that. I've seen La Vérité. Yeah,
but I picked it up last year, I think, instead of Le Corbeau, because I don't know why, but I picked one or the other. So the next haul that we do, I'm probably gonna get Le Corbeau.
Okay. La Vérité is good. It's just that it doesn't hold up now. Like after you've seen a lot of Clouzot's films, it doesn't hold up to Diabolique, Wages of Fear, or Le Corbeau. Not even close. Sure. But it's still very good.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next film I have seen recently after I bought it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and it is a 5 out of 5. It's phenomenal, and it's from '97, and it's Cure.
Oh, you got Cure.
Cure, right. Yes. And it's an incredible entry into like a new wave of Japanese horror, but it's also very philosophical at the same time. And the best way I can describe this film is a mix or inspiration from Seven, but with a villain like No Country for Old Men. It has this sort of, antagonistic, scary, philosophical person who is terrorizing these people, and you're following a detective who is trying to get to the bottom of it. And it's sort of like Memories of Murder and those types of films,
Mhm.
but it's staggering work. I haven't seen anything like it. Like even though Seven and those other films may be inspirations, it manages to find a way to be unique, and I love that about that film.
We're hoping to be doing a film review of this film. We're gonna leave a couple of months to go by, and then we're gonna go back and revisit the film, hopefully, and then make a video and talk more about the intricacies of the film and the
That'd be
story and
incredible.
the characters. It's absolutely It's a wonderful film. Next film that I have is from Ozu, and I believe this is
Mhm.
his last film before he died. This is called An Autumn Afternoon. Two reasons why I got this. It's because, to my shame, I've only saw Good Morning, and I thought it was a cute movie, but I didn't think much of Ozu.
Same. I've only seen Good Morning as well.
Right? Tokyo Story. I tried watching it and I found it boring within the first 15 minutes. And maybe there'll be people watching this and I'll be disrespecting them by saying so. But nevertheless, give me another chance. But I want to watch his last film because the premise of this film is absolutely incredible. It's about a widower who has been living comfortably for years with his grown daughter. A series of events leads him to accept and encourage her marriage and departure from their home.
Mhm.
So a lot of Ozu's themes are all about family. Specifically, they're about marriage. And talking about marriage, saw a wonderful film lately, a Japanese film called The Sound of the Mountain, which again deals about marriage. But I'm excited to watch this. And also, this is one of Ozu's color films. Most of his films, I think Good Morning, this one, I'm not sure about the flavor of green tea over rice, is in color, but I know that Good Morning and these two are his color films. So
Gotcha.
I'm excited to see how he's changed within the past 4 to 3 years.
Yeah, definitely. That the top image reminds me of the top of the Titanic, actually. I don't think that's
Right.
a ship, but that's what it looks like.
There you go. An Autumn Afternoon by Ozu,
Cool. Cool, cool, cool.
1962.
I definitely want to hear a review from you on that because I'm
Yes,
curious.
I'm
Nobody
very
nobody
excited.
really seems to talk about that. I've never heard.
No, and it's so sad because nobody really talks about Ozu other than Good Morning and Tokyo
Tokyo Story.
Story.
Yeah.
And I want to visit this, and this is one of my sort of New Year resolutions of checking more Japanese films, especially classic Japanese films. So I'm excited to watch this.
Yeah. Next film I have is from 69. I don't know much about it.
Okay.
I think you've seen it, but I got it based on the Misfit Pawns recommendation of how many times they have said that this is an incredible film, and it's The Cremator. Apparently, it's supposed to be like really dark but humorous at the same time, which is something that I love. Like, I don't know how similar it is to McDonough's work, but that's the type of vibe I'm hoping for because I know that McDonough just does dark comedies. I
Right.
love it. I love it.
I have the film. I haven't seen it. It's by my TV. I keep a good stack of Criterions by my TV that I have to see or
Yeah.
rewatch, and The Cremator is right there. I cannot wait to watch it. Yes. My next film is from 1954. This is a Kenji Mizoguchi film.
Mm.
Now, Kenji Mizoguchi is very different than Kurosawa and Ozu and what have you. This man deals about, yes, relationships within family relationships, but also how family relationships are shaped by society. So we know that he did Sancho the Bailiff, and I haven't seen the film, but according to the premise, in Sancho the Bailiff, what you have is a family being torn apart. What we have here, the story from Chikamatsu, or the story of crucified lovers. Again, same thing. It's about a story about two people who are being torn apart by the government, societal norms. We're talking 18th century Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this film. I cannot wait to watch this film. I think I was when I picked this up, and I'm very enthusiastic about this film. I was nagging to you for you
Yeah.
to get it because you
Yeah,
were
I was just gonna bring up the fact that because the cover is just so visually beautiful.
right.
And I thought it was in color. Now I'm ashamed to say that I didn't get it because it was in black and white, which is not something that you should do at all when you're talking about films, classic films.
Yeah.
But I wanted to, I don't know, it just wasn't the right time for me for this film. I wanted to hear your thoughts on it once you do see it, because it just seems like right up my alley. Like if it's just like talking between two people and they're on this boat and they're just floating and it's just gonna like
We don't know. You don't know about that.
I don't know,
I
but
don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
I guess so. All I know is that the film traces the injustices that befell a Kyoto scroll maker's wife and his apprentice after each is unfairly accused of wrongdoing. So just as I said, a relationship between two people is torn apart
Yeah.
by governmental or societal norms.
Okay.
Story from Chikamatsu. Very excited for this.
That's exciting. Definitely.
Yeah.
My last film that I got is within the top 100 numbers of the Spine collection, or on the Criterion collection.
Okay.
It is from Spike Lee, also known as a Spike Lee joint. Do the right thing.
Right.
I've seen it once, and in my screenwriting class, our professor showed a clip from it.
Right.
I think that did happen. No, I didn't dream that, or I didn't make that up. But Do the Right Thing is it's an awesome look at racial issues. I think it's in Brooklyn.
It is.
Between African Americans and Italians in the
Mhm.
neighborhood. And Spike Lee is in this film, and he gets a job at this pizzeria, and it's just like this clashing of two cultures. And I think Samuel L. Jackson is also in it on the
Yep.
radio, right?
Absolutely.
It's a summer movie. It's for
Yes.
sure a summer movie,
Yes, it is.
because all Samuel L. Jackson is saying is,
It's
man, it's hot outside. It's hot.
hot.
And it's sort of tragic towards the end of it, but that makes for such a good story. And it's something that I wanted to revisit. And since I don't know much of Spike Lee's filmography, maybe hopefully with a rewatch of this, I can get into some more of his films.
Yeah, definitely. I think this film, we can also talk about the racial tensions between African Americans, Italians, Americans, and also Asians at the same time,
Yeah.
or with immigrants, because the Asian family and the Asian story is presented to be an immigrant family.
That's right.
Wonderful film. I saw this once. I was in high school, and I saw it with my English class senior year, and I thought it was a fantastic, incredible film. But I do want to rewatch it. But the reason why I haven't rewatched it is because it's fresh. It's one of those films that you're watching it and it sticks with you, and it's very vivid in your mind. That's how this movie feels.
Yeah, I can imagine the neighborhood,
Right.
With the, like, I remember the cop car driving down the road, and then the hydrant, the water from the hydrant, and the kids playing in the water. It's just very there, and you're in front of your face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The last film that I have is a gift from you that I made you buy for my birthday.
It made me buy.
Yes, because we always do this on our birthdays. We say, what would you like? And we always say a Criterion. So this time I said, you know what? I want this. And it is Lost Highway by David Lynch. Now, I've seen a clip of this film about, I don't know, whenever this was announced. I think it was last year in March. And it's the clip that everybody knows, where you have our protagonist is talking with the white-faced dude. It's like, I was in your house. Oh, how do you know about my house? And it's all this conversation over the phone with the guy that is in front of him, but he's over the phone at his house.
Yeah.
And I've heard many things about this film as being an allegory or a very philosophical film about surveillance. I haven't seen this. I cannot wait to see this.
Yeah, I remember when you sent me the clip for it.
Yeah.
It also intrigued me. It was like
Very
a 4 or 5
intriguing.
minute clip, but it was just, you want to find out more.
What's intriguing about this for me is that we're dealing with, I love jazz, so this is about a jazz player.
Damien Chazelle.
Yeah, yeah, Damien Chazelle. Yeah, it's about this a journey through the unknown and the unknowable, a modern noir. So this is also a noir, my kind of alley. Detours into the realm of science fiction, it becomes apparent that the only certainty is uncertainty.
I love that.
Definitely, it's David Lynch. Definitely, I think this movie is not going to be as concrete as a Lost Highway. Not Lost Highway, sorry. This
Got it.
movie will not be as concrete as Mulholland Drive, but wait,
Vas.
we have 9 more minutes.
Yeah,
Shit. Yeah. This movie, I don't think it's going to be as concrete as Mulholland Drive, because in Mulholland Drive you can sort of, now when you think about it, you can understand the ending and what do they mean, and what do the characters mean, and you can piece something through one linear sort of story. I don't know about this film. I think this is going to be a true David Lynch zigzag.
Yeah, and David Lynch as a famous filmmaker, if anyone hasn't seen at the end of a really good movie of last year, was incredible, truly incredible.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the fact that the Fabelmans has won Best Drama at the Golden Globes, a film that we've both seen in theaters, and also a film that right after we saw it, I went in the theater because I had to see it again because it spoke to me in so many levels.
Yeah, I've never seen Ewan touched by a film like this.
It is true. I'm never truly touched in the way this movie has touched me, because it's one of those films that, although this might sound corny, it really spoke to me.
Mhm.
And I haven't seen it since it came out, which is, I believe, like late October, early November. I haven't seen it. I cannot wait to watch it again, because I think my perception, I think that because I've changed so much because of that film, I'm gonna see that film through a different perspective.
Yeah.
But I don't know about you. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think on second view, I've only seen it once. I think on second viewing, it's going to be more clearer where the story's going, and I can pay attention to more of the story beats and things like that. But again, I mean, you were definitely more moved by this piece of work from Spielberg than I was.
Yeah.
And I would say that in terms of being moved, for me, that was Babylon of last year, which no one seems to be recognizing or talking about. It was in a different way, because Fabelmans is about Spielberg's life and how he sees film and what it means to him, and Babylon was almost sort of about film as a medium, and the origins of it and how it leaves an effect for forever, essentially, was where it moved me.
Yeah. I mean, we saw also Babylon together, and the first 20 minutes we were with our jaws were dropped.
Nuts.
And in the words of Brad Pitt,
there was a lot of nudity.
A lot of nudity.
As Jean says, she tells it better, but you gotta be careful where you get backed up.
Yeah.
You're bend over or sit down.
Up.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of nudity, a lot of just
it's enough. Nudity is enough.
Okay.
We don't want to give too much away, because then people will be like,
when somebody sees this video in like 5 years and then comes back to it, and we were talking about Babylon, we were here first. We were the hype for Babylon is real. Okay.
No, it is. Babylon also sort of affected me because it's a movie. I love those films that talk about films, about the film industry, and this is a perfect movie that does that. Maybe there's one more film that does that, which is Singing in the Rain. And when you're watching Singing in the Rain and you're watching Babylon, you see that it's a clear parallel.
Mm-hmm.
And then, in the words of Damien Chazelle, he made Babylon as not an homage to Singing in the Rain, but as the antithesis of Singing in the Rain. Right? It's the opposite. Singing in the Rain, everything is very polished, but yet you still care, and there's still a lot of truth what you see in there. But in Babylon, it reveals the reality of things, how they were. Sadly, that's how they were.
Correct.
And I guess people don't want to go and watch it because people don't understand Hollywood history.
Yeah, I mean,
They don't know who the vice president Thalberg was and how big and important he was until he died
Right.
in
the
36.
studios also screwed them over because Avatar came out around the same time. So they
Exactly.
didn't.
So this is another problem that we're having, is that the Fabelmans did fantastic. When we went to see it, it was a full house.
Mhm.
I mean, it was packed, and it was and because it was packed, it improved our viewing experience of the Fabelmans. When we went to see Babylon, it was empty,
Yeah, it was
and
like
the people that were still there, they were not engaged. They were not laughing. There was one guy behind us who was laughing the entire time.
yeah, he just got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was us and that guy.
Yeah.
That was about it. And there were two dead people in front of us. We're just watching the film. It's like, what is going on?
Mhm. I loved it. It was a great. Babylon is a fantastic film.
It is indeed. It's
good.
one of those epics that we get from time
Yeah.
to time. So I'm
Yeah.
glad we witnessed this in theaters.
The last film we saw that I want to talk about is Banshees.
That's
Um,
right. And we
Banshees.
saw Banshees first out of all of this batch.
Yeah, and it was just amazing. Probably his best work, like objectively, because subjectively I prefer Three Billboards, but that's a personal thing. I think objectively this is his best work. It's just such an Irish story. It's about two friends. It's two friends who have a falling apart, and both actors are incredible. The acting is phenomenal all over the board, and it deserves the best comedy musical that it got at the Golden Globes.
The whole thing is a class about what you can do with a very simple premise and where you can drive. And what's the premise? Friendship, right? Two friends, they don't want to be friends anymore.
Yeah.
And then you go on from there. Right. And even Martin McDonagh, he realized, yeah, once I wrote down that, spoiler, okay, mute right now, that Brendan Gleeson will cut off his finger.
Mhm.
He said, wow, so okay, I guess we have that one down. Let's go on further. Unmute, you're good. So it's a wonderful movie that I think is going to be studied further by film schools. And it better be. Exactly, and you got it.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'm very excited to rewatch it.
Yes, indeed.
Anything else you want to mention?
Well, two more things, sort of Criterion and just movie-wise news. Bertolucci's one of Bertolucci's most important films. I know I've been nagging to you this information, Peter. I'm so sorry, for
With
months
what?
now. But The Conformist has just been given a 4K restoration. Is being
Right.
shown at the Film Forum currently. It's going to end next week. And hopefully we're waiting for Criterion to release this. It pretty much will. They will release it. And then the second thing is Rules of the Game. They also got a 4K restoration, and it was showed at the Film Forum. So we're waiting for two films to be released this year somehow, sometime on 4K. And I'm very excited for The Conformist.
Yeah, it's one of those films that Tarantino talks about that he grew up on, and visually everyone says it's one of the best shot films looking.
It is. It is. We think of Lawrence of Arabia being the most beautifully shot. We think of Chinatown being the most beautifully shot film, but this is among there.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's a staple of the 70s.
Absolutely.
And have you seen it?
I have seen it once, but,
okay.
but again, I'm so passionate about it, is that it impacted me when I first saw it.
Mhm.
And now I want to go and rewatch it again.
Yeah, for sure. I do too. I want to see it for the first time and, indulge in the cinema of The Conformist.
Pretty much, yeah. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us, everybody. I hope you enjoyed our whole talk show, whatever. This was a long one. This is a 40 minutes one.
Yeah, but we had to catch you up on everything that happened,
Yes, indeed. And stay tuned for more videos. And again, our resolution for this year is more videos to you guys, but we're trying our best. Believe us, we're trying our best. We're trying to manage school and then extracurriculars and family life and stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, take care, and I'll see you, everybody. We'll see you, everybody, back on We Speak Cinema.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for the 200, and
go watch great films.
You can do it. Yeah.
Now, if you're playing the movie on a telephone, you will never in a trillion years experience the film. You'll think you have experienced it, but you'll be cheated. It's such a sadness that you think you've seen a film on your fucking telephone. Get real.